Holy cow, Halo Infinite is looking fantastic, but there's a lot to unpack and also a lot to explore in terms of what's new about this game's campaign for features that you might not have necessarily thought too much about or that haven't been delved into a tremendous amount. So this is what this video is for, 5 new campaign features in Halo Infinite.
Ultimate Halo.
Hey up lads and lasses, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo, and if you're not already, please hit that subscribe button. It's called Ultimate Halo for a reason. You're in the right place for everything Halo Infinite, and I'm also leaving my job soon to do this full time, which is terrifying, so your support would mean the world. Also, let me know in the comment section, what do you love most about the gameplay we've seen today? There's a lot to unpack, so let's discuss it. So this first feature I want to talk about in Halo Infinite's campaign is something I have talked about prior, but I think it's something that's incredibly interesting and something that we've seen expanded upon in the new footage we've seen today. So first and foremost, it is how enemies react when you shoot different parts of their body. Now in the previous trailer we saw a year ago, we saw the Master Chief shoot a brute in the leg, and how it reacted, he tripped, and that was something that was not really done all that much in previous Halo games. So that actually gave him an opportunity to, one, shoot his head because he was more vulnerable, he's more exposed because he was leaning forward, which I think is important, but it also gives play to you being able to stun enemies if you can shoot precisely. It's not just a game of shoot headshots, there you go, enemy's dead now. Let's say for example this grunt, now I know it's only a minor grunt which is not really a hard enemy to kill, but this grunt in this video here, he spins round in pain. One, it's very comical, I think it looks great, but if this is the case for the majority of enemies, that means that if you have the right amount of skill and enough practice, you can hurt them, actually kind of shock them or stun them a little bit, and then you've got the advantage on them to be able to get that kill. It's something that's not really revolutionary, but I think for Halo it fits great into the combat sandbox as such, so it's one thing I'm happy to see. So the next item on this list is, guess what, we haven't seen this in a very long time in a Halo game, and it's something that Halo Infinite has brought back, and you are absolutely correct in your assumptions. These skirmishes are back. Now the skirmishes were introduced in Halo Reach, and I think they were just a way to mix up how the Jackals played, because the Jackals, whilst they are great, they're fantastic, they're part of Halo's identity, especially with their round shields, it was something to add some extra bit of range and kind of aggression in terms of Halo's combat. The skirmishers will run at you, they'll dodge about, but also they'll snipe you from afar, and in Halo Infinite we can also see, much like in certain parts of Halo Reach, that they have 4-arm shields. So I think this is a great feature, a great enemy addition once again, something we're yet to see too much of, but we did get some very short glimpses in this new footage, so hopefully that is something we are going to enjoy once more. Next up, we have a very key point to part of Halo Infinite's quote open world. Now of course we've talked about this a million times on this channel. Is this game open world? 343 say no, I say yes, and it is in reality somewhere in between, much more like Arkham City it's being compared to. It's not a true open world, but there's plenty to explore and do at the same time. So one of these things that is brand new to Halo Infinite's campaign are Spartan cores. Now essentially you go collect these points by exploring outposts around Zeta Halo. Exploration, that's fantastic, but it does allow for different types of upgrades to be unlocked. Things such as shield upgrades, whether it's something just as simple as upgrading how resilient and how strong your shields are, or from what we've already seen, when the grapple shot can actually electrocute your enemies, such as the brute here. We see it in the campaign trailer, he shocks him and then he's got the easy chance to take him out. So that's something I think is going to be very interesting. We're going to see this for the thruster, we saw it for that as well, where you can thruster and then you go invisible. So there are lots of things we're yet to see. It's still very exciting nonetheless. So I'm excited to also see how hard to find these things are, because I don't want them to be too easy, I don't want them to be too hard to find either, but exciting nonetheless. Next up is the Valor system. Now IGN revealed that you can unlock Valor points which are optional. Claiming back FOBs, which are forward operating bases, will earn you these points. The more Valor you have, the more backup you can get, as well as what equipment that comes available to you. And some of this does also seem to be optional. It doesn't seem like you are forced to do this. I imagine if you want to play the story just fully, you can do that, But if you want to stray off the beaten path and actually go and help your friends out on the ring, Zeta Halo, your fellow Marines, then absolutely go and do that, and you will be rewarded for doing so. And I think this is what's going to be part of the great replay value when it comes to Halo Infinite. So, touch wood, this is going to be a lot of fun, but we'll see how that plays out in the long term. Lastly, now this is something that was only ever so briefly mentioned in the IGN coverage. Now you have the ability to hunt down special targets, and when you kill them, you get to keep their weapons. Now apparently, it's not something you just do on a one-off, you kill them and then you pick up the weapon. You can equip this weapon at a forward operating base, or FOB. So this is something good because it will allow you to, one, have custom weapons that look visually unique in the campaign rather than just using stock skins and weapons all of the time, and it will give you special abilities, and who knows, maybe there are certain things you can do or destroy just by using these weapons. I think that the sky's the limit in terms of this kind of thing, not just at launch but maybe things they add in the future, and maybe every season, who knows, they might add brand new enemies in campaign so you can go get their specialized weapon. That's just a thought, but that's something I think will be expanded upon in due course, and hopefully when Ultimate Halo gets its hands on Halo Infinite, I will show you as much as I can. But once again, in the comment section down below, let me know what you think of everything we've seen in Halo Infinite so far. Have you enjoyed this new campaign gameplay, and what's been your favourite part? Once again, my name is Jack Fletcher, and I will see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.